Okay, let's get started. So basically what you really need when you want to work with JavaScript, obviously you need a browser and a text editor. Again, in my case, I'm using Sublime Text, and you can just use any text editor, but for JavaScript most recommended is WebStorm, because JavaScript has, if you work in advanced versions, if you advanced frameworks like AngularJS, React, if you work on frameworks, then I will prefer to use WebStorm. Then we'll try, if I just create a lecture or short videos on a framework like React or Vue.js, then I'll try to use WebStorm, right? At least for now, just keep it simple. So I'll use Sublime and a browser which is Google Chrome, right? Okay, let's get started. On my desktop, there's nothing. If I just go ahead and create a new folder called JavaScript, because we're learning JavaScript, and there it is. Okay, and if I just go ahead and open my Sublime, and if I just go to view sidebar, and I think my sidebar is, let me just show open files, and let me just drag the JavaScript folder inside my text editor. There it is, it comes, right? Okay, now let me just write our first file inside JavaScript. If I just create a new folder called index.html, just to save it with HTML, right? And if I just write HTML, the basic skeleton, we're learning some JavaScript, and there it is. If I just write some hello world in JavaScript, how can I do it? Again, there are three ways we can use JavaScript: the internal JS, external JS, and inline JS, right? Inline JS means when we some kind of creating a p tag and then we need some JS, right? For example, on event, for example, we want on click, and we need a function, right? Fun. So behind this there would be a code. Well, let's get started with the internal and external one. Okay, how we can use internal? Basically, you can just use JavaScript anywhere in your document, but most preferred way is just use it at the end of your document, because JavaScript behaviors would work when your page is completely read or completely loaded. But you can still use it there. For some reason you can just use it in your head tag, right? And let's get started. So how we can just get the output in JavaScript? There are three ways that we can use. First, we can use document, which is an object, and if I just say document or write hello world, right, in JavaScript, save, and if I just go back to my folder on desktop and open index, there it is. We just got some JavaScript this time. Okay, so this is how we can get hello world in JavaScript. And the next way is we can write alert and then say hello from JavaScript, and if you just save and refresh, you can see, if you notice, we just got an alert, hello from JavaScript, right? And if I just click on OK, so it gives me the page. First it returns kind of alert, but if they are, according to their order, it works. Okay, then we have console, which is most my favorite one for testing purpose, hello world, and you can see we have an alert, and then if you just click OK, we just got hello world. But what about this part? Where is this hello world? Or we can say hello from console. Where is console? Where does console live in browser? So we just go to settings or right click and click on inspect, and then you can see we have tabs like elements, console, network. So inside console, you can see we just have an hello world, hello from console, right? And we can access any JavaScript. For example, if I just access document, and you can see it returns an object. This is very powerful and most amazing tool for JavaScript developers, console, and we learn many things in console. For example, if we just say 2 plus 2, it works, right? And if I just press Ctrl L or just click here to clear console. So that's how we can work with internal JavaScript, right? Okay, so let's just go ahead and talk about the external one. Again, external is a better and preferred way. And if I just create a new file called script.js, and then if I just save it script.js, and let me just copy these text and paste them inside script.js, and no need any start any script tag because this is already JS file, right? Save it, and let me just get rid of these files right here, and if I just save it and refresh, you can see there's nothing. even inside console, no alert or no anything on document to write. So we need to include script. Either you need to include it in your head area, head tag, or you can even include it in your bottom, so on bottom of the document. So if I just say script, type text/javascript, and then if I just say src, and then the location of javascript, which is path, so it's absolute path or relative path. So now it's a relative path because it's in our PC or it's on our folder. So script.js. So if you just go back and then refresh, there it is. You can see we just got the alert. If I just click OK, you can see we just got alert over there and a hello from console right here. And for some reasons, for example, this is the wrong path, and if I just still refresh, you can see we just got an error. This is your first JavaScript console based error. It is saying that get some kind of script.js error not found, file not found. This is not found. Just remember this error. This comes on line number 10 in your index.html document. So if you just find line number 10, what's wrong with that? The name problem, because mostly the problem could be occur because of the wrong name, right? Okay, great. So that's how we can use JavaScript, the internal way, the external way. But for keeping simplicity, we just use JavaScript in our this file. We use JavaScript internally, right, to keep it more simple. So we can just see, because we're not gonna write a lot of code, so we just keep it simple. So in this our series, we will use internal JavaScript, right? So great, that's how we can just hello world with JavaScript. And in our next video we'll be talking about variables in JavaScript.